Guys, the time has come. La Plática merch is back again, baby.
And we're live, baby. We are live right now, 6 a.m. PST. And this is the biggest drop of La Plática history.
Somebody said, ever. Guys, old merch, new old merch. We got older merch. If you're looking for merch, come on, baby. Merch on.
Everything that you've been asking for is now back on the site. And everything that you didn't even know that you needed is now back on the site. Guys, go to sazonstudios.la to check out all the merch. It's on there. Go check. It's now live, baby. One thing we're going to talk about is SeatGeek.
Best believe that.
This video is sponsored by SeatGeek, and I'm here to tell you that you need to take your parents and yourself to go see Karin Leon.
Who else?
Live, baby. I'm taking my mom actually to see Karin Leon. She's been dying to go see him. And guess where I'm going to get my tickets? Yes, on SeatGeek. Kendrick Lamar. I think something that me and you should do, since we love him so much.
Who you gonna say?
That's like our thing.
Yeah.
Just me and you.
Okay.
Post Malone.
Just us two?
Yeah.
I like that. So
I'm going to go take Josh to see Post Malone. We're all going to do it on SeatGeek.
And I'm not going to pay for it either. And you better not use the code La Plática 2025 for 10% off your ticketed purchase. Because that's for them. No, that's for them. Okay? That's for them.
All right.
You hear me? You hear me? 10% off your next ticketed purchase by using the code La Plática 2025. Okay?
And that's it?
Is that talking to you, boy?
I'm taking you to go see Posty, bro.
Man, you better take me.
Fine, I won't use the code, but you guys should.
You guys should definitely use the
La
code.
Plática 2025, 10% off your next ticket.
Purchase.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. We'll see
Stop
you guys
copying
talking
what
for
I say.
seconds.
See ya.
See ya.
I love Sebas. Say that.
I'm going to use it.
Let me be honest.
Every guest is a privilege.
Do we want to go there?
Get jolly.
Cause I'm on a podcast with Josh Labor.
Yeah, you have two motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Let me just tell you.
Welcome to La Plática, everybody. Hashtag Mondays don't suck. This is La Plática. The Josh Leo, Sebastian Robles. This video is sponsored by SeatGeek, the one rated ticketing app on the App Store. Today, we have a special guest. We're honored to have her. She's super girly pop, super woman.
Yeah, super woman to the max.
She is the curl queen.
Curl queen.
She is the one and only Julissa Prado.
Woo! This is long overdue. I feel
Long
like
overdue.
We say that sometimes about our guests, but I feel like you really overdue.
And
Like,
the owner of Rizzo Curls.
Yes, that's.
And if you don't know what Rizzo Curl is, it's this.
Aw, did you use
And
that?
I use it
not
all
even
the time.
halfway.
Yes.
Look, halfway done.
I
Yes.
love that. And your curls are showing out today. So
Thank you.
He's plugged you in a podcast before, like
Really?
talking about like what he uses for his hair.
This is the light hold gel and El Gel Suave. And I don't know what language this is, but it says gel.
Oh,
La gel.
French.
Gel.
Yeah.
Gel.
Hell.
Guys, use Rizzo Curls. I post on my Instagram as well.
Can I see?
Amazing product.
Let me see the hell.
Yeah. It's gonna,
The
Josh, you're gonna
packaging
wish
is
you had
changing
curls.
too.
Brother.
I got my hair's a little wavy. I got little waves going. I don't got the luscious curls like y'all, but
Yeah.
I mean, I got a little wavy.
Your curls are crazy
Oh,
luscious.
thank you.
Is
like-
there a reason why that you guys use the word the French word?
So we do sell in Canada and in Europe too, but yeah, some of the updated packaging doesn't have the French, only Spanish and English.
Oh, got
but
it.
we're like
Yeah.
figuring.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
actually met you
Oh yes,
a year or two
at
ago.
the You to the People thing.
Yeah, at the YouTube the People event. And we had a great time, right?
Yeah.
Vibed out.
Was that it was like a social media thing? What is that?
Yeah, I was just like a plus one.
Per usual.
I think you might have been the only guy there.
Yeah.
Per usual.
You know, I go with my wife, for the free
Yeah.
food. I think we went to, ¿cómo se llama ese restaurante?
Mercado.
Mercado?
Right?
No.
No.
Toca Madera?
Toca Madera.
Toca Madera.
Was it Toca Madera?
Yo, I love Toca Madera. It's fire,
Yeah, it's
bro.
good. They have-
Super good.
they have good ribeye.
Some of the ribeye. The bowls, yeah, the bowls are fire.
Yeah.
Yes. I met Julissa about a year ago as well.
Yeah.
We worked on a little social media thing because both of our products, humble brag, are available at Target. So we were doing promo for that.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, and it did really well, and it was fun doing it. So.
Yeah, I feel like we had really good chemistry with our TikToks and just like
Yeah.
on camera, we were like amazing. I felt
And
like
even
it
our
was just-
customers, like I feel like a lot of our customers were
Yeah.
commenting like, "I love Taste Salud.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
also shop them in the basket."
Yeah.
No, for sure.
We were speaking with Julissa and we were telling him that 90% of our viewers is you, the girly pops, the women of our lives back at home. And
Yep.
we were just so excited. And even like before you were on, we're like, Julissa would be amazing to have her on the podcast. So it's for me and Josh, we're so excited to have you here because you fit the podcast so well.
Oh, I'm honored.
And honestly, we're honored that you said that you like the whole setup.
Yes,
It
no,
makes
this
us
is
feel
so
good.
impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, because
We're professionals.
Well,
Yeah.
Some say.
fake it till you make it, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for I know you're super busy.
No, I'm
You busy, girl.
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
But we're launching a new product tomorrow too.
Oh, no way. Are you guys, how often do you guys launch new products?
A few times a year. Usually it's 2 times a year.
Okay. So this is a big moment of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Are you overwhelmed?
No.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we're 8 years in now with
Okay.
the business, so it could be the most stressful situation, and I'm like, it's Friday, another Tuesday.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
You have this incredible drive to you. You're like very like you're passionate about what you do, right? And I could just see like this work doesn't feel like work to you. And you, when I got to chat with you in like Target, you were telling me
Yeah.
about like your family's business that you've been working at like a super young age, if I remember correctly,
Yeah,
right? And I could just hear your passion. I'm like this girl enjoys working. Like you just love that whole aspect of like growing as an individual.
yeah, and I feel like I'm very ADHD in the sense where usually people with ADHD, they are how do I say this? Like it's really hard for us to do things that we don't want to do, but
Okay.
it's so easy, and we're like super obsessed with
Yeah.
the things we actually want
I
to do.
completely agree.
Yes. Yes.
So it's really interesting because try to get me to do something that I don't enjoy. Oh
Really
my god,
hard.
it's
Zero interest.
so hard.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it, it's like not only do you
Nothing
do
can
it, but
stop
you
me.
hyper focus on it.
Hyper focus on it. Like I'm relentless. Like I will not sleep. Like that's all I can think about. Like
Yeah.
my mind is just racing. Like
Yeah.
I can't stop. I'm like addicted to it.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. I want you to tell the audience like the story of your brand and how you came about and how you got to where you're at this point. Because I mean, you guys are like massively successful. It's really cool to see.
Yeah. So
It is really cool to see. I'm so sorry because
Yeah.
even when I like 2 years ago when I met
Yeah.
you, I feel like you were already busy, but I feel like the Julissa that I'm looking at right now has conquered so much in that time.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I right?
Yeah. It's been a journey still, even
Yeah,
though it
yeah.
was just a couple years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Definitely.
So like seeing you right now, I'm just like, I feel like she's done so much already.
I know, seriously. You guys too. I feel like even in this I'm sure for you guys, you feel that way in the last 2 years. Like, first of all, life, like I feel like every month
It's insane.
is insane. Just
Yeah.
like the world's dynamic of like everything going on. And despite that, I feel like I've seen you guys really grow and flourish too.
Oh, thank you. This
Thank
isn't
you,
about
yeah.
us though, because Sebas will just take that and run with it. So let's
He's like,
let's
is it
focus.
complimented?
Yeah, he loved that. He was like, I know, right?
No.
No, but yes, I want to know. We want to know about your story.
Yes. So something that I'm really proud of to be able to say, because it's definitely been one of the hardest things to be able to accomplish, is still being self-funded.
Yeah,
So
wow. That's huge.
So the bigger you are, and especially the more stores that you sell at, the harder it is to be self-funded, because that means that you need more cash flow on hand to fulfill certain orders. Like, just one order from one retailer
Yeah.
can be thousands and thousands and
Maybe
thousands of
even
units.
millions, yeah.
Well, yeah, dollars.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you just have to be able to really have that cash flow on hand and balance your, really understand your financials and have a very healthy business where you have to be profitable, because if you're not profitable every single day, you're not going to be able to pay your bills.
Right.
So being able to say that, and it's year 8,
That's
is,
crazy.
I don't
Wow.
even know how. My brother is my co-founder, and
Yeah.
I have the business with him, and till this day we still say to ourselves like, I can't believe
I know.
it's still happening, I'm like, I can't believe we're still like, let's see how
Self-funded, yeah.
far this goes, I guess.
I love that. I love that you did it with your brother too. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I feel like I'm really blessed to be able to have the business with him, and he's just such a perfect balance to me. And it's really interesting because we tell my mom, I'm like, how did you raise like the most perfect two different personalities that complement each other so well? Everything that I'm really bad, well, not necessarily bad at, but I don't like to do, he's really good
I love
at and
doing
he
this.
likes doing.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a lot more introverted. He's very he's such a numbers guy. He's very like behind
Analytical,
the scenes,
yeah.
analytical. And then I'm more like social, like in the public eye. I'm more like tapped into what people want, what people are shopping, trends.
The culture of it all.
Exactly. So I'm more emotional. He's more like logic and just rational and numbers. But I'm really blessed to be able to do such a huge undertaking of a business with him. And so we launched. So I started working on the formulas actually, like over 12 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the first few 3 formulas took me 4 years to develop. And then, so we launched in 2017 with 3 products. And like I mentioned, completely self-funded. And when I say self-funded, I mean like,
Out of your own pocket.
zero marketing dollars.
Wow.
Like, by, the only money that we had was like my own life savings that I used to make the formulas and buy the formulas. And everything was very DIY, like the bottles, the drawings, all the bottles were my cousin Vanessa, drew it by hand.
I love that.
The models on my website were my cousins and I. My brother took the photos.
best.
I made the website. My headquarters was my Tío Juan's garage in Mid-City off of Washington and Crenshaw. Like the workers, fulfillment was like Los Chiquitos, literally all my cousins.
Wow.
So it was just like a huge family undertaking. And I always say that I definitely couldn't have done it by myself because one thing that money can't buy is like 100 first cousins in LA. And I'm like, literally being Mexican is my biggest blessing in business.
And flex.
Because the way that I have this like immense workforce, like even till this day, whenever we get really busy, like during the holidays and we're like, oh man, we need an extra like 10 people to help with something.
Yeah.
What cousin group chat? Like,
Yeah.
can you
Pull up.
Yeah.
pull up.
Yeah.
Who's making the lunches too?
Exactly. So I feel really blessed to come from a really big immigrant family that we're just so resilient. And I feel like something that I really love about our communities that I think that has really helped me within business is like we're naturally really entrepreneurial, but like we don't really get the credit for it, our communities, because it's like, those trends that it's like, tell me something that is seen as poor in one culture, but like cool when you're rich. And I think one of them is like entrepreneurship because, if you're in a suit and working on Wall Street, it's starting a business or having your own business is seen as entrepreneurial. But if you're like selling elotes in the corner or like, selling flowers or like selling pupusas outside of your house, it's not viewed in the same way. But, I'm really lucky that, I grew up in LA in predominantly Black and brown neighborhoods where entrepreneurial, seeing people that are entrepreneurial was an everyday occurrence.
Wow.
And you just see the hustle, you see the growth, you see how much people care. And if there isn't a job there, they create it for themselves.
For the community,
and they're just so creative. And you even see it too, I think, growing up in LA and growing up in these like low income, going to school to like these like low income schools and seeing how like the hood moves. I'm like, do you know how much hustle and creativity it takes to look fly on the first day of school with like $20 budget?
Yeah.
Like these kids, I would see so many of like my friends and peers just like, all right, I'm gonna go to the Dollar Tree, get this like different shoelaces. I'm gonna tie them around make a belt out of them. I'm gonna hook this up. So I think just growing up in that environment has truly been my superpower because I've been able to make up with creativity anytime I lack a marketing budget. And I've been doing it since literally we started in my Tío Juan's garage.
Shout out to your Tío Juan, man.
For real. And one thing about us too is that like even whatever we need to do to push forward, we don't let pride get in our way.
Yeah.
Si tenemos que vender elotes, if we need to sell tacos on the corner, if we need to start a landscaping business, if we need to clean pools, start construction, we never let pride get away because one thing that I noticed too with other cultures, they're embarrassed to do shit like that. And for us, we're never embarrassed because at the end of the day, we like take care of our family. And to be honest, a lot of those people, and especially me now growing up, I meet these people who have the pool services, who have any type of those services that other people tend to be embarrassed about.
Like a car detailing
Yeah,
service.
whatever.
Yeah.
Those people make more money
Yeah, I know, bro.
than a regular 9 to 5 that you need to dress up as in a desk.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And that really opened my mind. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in general, there's I have so much respect and love for immigrant communities in general.
Yeah.
And I feel like there are so many things that become trends that are just like normal life within immigrant communities.
Totally.
Like even the whole idea of clean beauty, which is something that I founded when I first started the business. One of my priorities with creating my formulas was that, yes, I want them to make my hair look beautiful, but the ingredients are very important to me. I want to make sure that with every single ingredient that I put in my products, it's intentional and it's in there to not only make my hair look beautiful now, but make my hair more healthy as I use it more and more. And also it becomes stronger, less frizzy, it becomes more moisturized, and I even can use less of it over time.
Yeah.
And that's something like that whole idea of, you know, using natural ingredients to care for myself, like that whole idea of clean beauty is actually something that's very immigrant. It's something that if you look at any immigrant community, we all come to this country. Most of us come to this country with so many recipes and like traditions that are rooted in natural, whether it's to, you know, care for your own health, whether it's to care for your body. And a lot of it, especially, at least for me, it comes from, you know, my parents grew up in, you know, rural Mexico, and my grandma was like the closest thing to a doctor that they had. She was like the midwife, the partera, that would help all the women give birth in her little pueblo. Wow. And she was the one that whenever people would get sick, she would make
natural
remedies. Exactly. So I think a lot of my own learnings comes from people that, you know, they didn't have access to stores and buying products. So they had to rely on the earth to create these things to not only survive, but thrive. So I feel like that's who I definitely learned the power of plants, the power of like ingredients. And it's again crazy that all of that has become those like things that for many people might see as like very humble beginnings, like that's what's become my superpower today.
That is crazy.
That is really cool. The way that the fact that you think that way as well. Are you a very spiritual person?
I'm a Pisces, so you know, I'm always in the energy of it all.
Really?
Are you like the type where like with your boyfriend, you guys are compatible, right? Like, okay.
So he's a Gemini.
Was that something you considered before dating him? Or?
Well, no. So this is the thing.
He's a Gemini?
Yes, he is. It's interesting because I've always gotten along really well with the two, I would say the two most hated signs, or the two signs I get the most, thrown at them is Scorpio and Gemini.
Yeah.
And those are the two signs that I've always gotten along with the most for the same reasons why people hate them.
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
This is like the first time that like somebody ever says something good about my sign.
I like Gemini. The reason why I feel like both Scorpios and Geminis, the reason why I like them is because they get a bad rep for being too bold, to being almost like offensive because they just tell you what's on their mind, having no filter.
Right.
Sometimes they're just viewed as like very aloof or like too I don't know, just like moving around too much, like jumping from thing to thing, too adventurous, too out there. And I'm just like, vibes. Like, I'm like, tell me what you think. Try to hurt my feelings. Like, I'm confident. I'd rather you tell me than me have to guess.
Right.
I don't know. I like that. Like, I feel like I have very thick skin, and I appreciate people that are very direct with me, and I also can decipher when they're telling me things to like hurt my feelings,
that's good.
or to tell me something because they like, I don't know, see more in me, or like Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. But I also think that showcases your maturity and your I guess you're not so like proud, and like you can take criticism, right?
Yeah.
But you can also decipher if it's coming from a good place. Like, is this for my best interest, or are you just trying to put me down?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that
I also
makes a lot
think
of
that you
sense.
can probably take the criticism or like, let me know what's on your mind, because you're also very confident in yourself.
Yeah. I'm definitely really lucky, and I feel really blessed to have had parents that instilled a very strong idea of self in me, that like my mom and my dad, both of them, I feel like I'm just really, really lucky to have grown up around so much love that they made me feel like my whole life, they made me feel that my worth and my value is, I was born with it by God. Like God gave it to me just by me existing. Like I'm enough. Like I radiate love. Like I am love. Like the world, I was born into a world that wants to see me happy and loves me just because I exist.
That's beautiful.
And I genuinely believe that. Like I in my soul believe that if tomorrow I woke up and had absolutely nothing, if I woke up tomorrow and had $0 to my name, I did have 0 degrees, I had like nothing that is considered valuable or, you know, signs of success within the society, I'm like, I still have me, you know, like I'm still me. Like
I'm just as valuable.
I'm just as valuable. And I think that is why that is also why I really value my morals. I really value my ethics. I really value creating a business and being a businesswoman that helps other people and like doesn't perpetuate the stereotype of like it's a dog world and I'm gonna step over whoever I need. Like I feel like that's such a like outdated, almost like male, like you know what I mean,
like macho,
like toxic masculinity. Like I don't know, like I think that a lot of these like stereotypes that I feel have existed within the business world are kind of there to keep women out, you know? They're out. I feel like they're kind of there to keep people that don't fit into this norm stereotype of what a business person should be out, because I think on the contrary, I think leading with my heart, leading with wanting what's best for my community, leading with compassion and love and happiness is what
I love that.
I think has made me successful, and that's what I'm able to like sleep at night. That is what makes me just like, if you take away everything from me, it's like I still feel good in my heart that I did the right thing, you know?
That's absolutely beautiful, because like you're as successful as you are in this incredible business that you have, that's literally like a fraction of like who you are as an individual. So all those things, like the most important thing is your whole, like who you are, like how you feel about yourself, you know? And it's just really cool that you really like, how in tune you are with all that. It's really fascinating.
And I love that too, because everything that you just said, you can see it from your brand too. Like you mirror that, the brand mirrors your energy. Because I'll tell you, we'll get PR packages from my house and then it says Rizos Curls and he
goes, yippee.
And you know, it really shines, like you just see our faces blow up, like me and my wife's, because we're like, we know it's yours. We know you have a great product. We know where this product is coming from. So I can't even imagine everybody else who receives it or sees the product or purchases the product, because they're almost buying a piece of you, right? And I think that is something to really think about for people who want to create businesses as well. You know, they want a piece of where it's coming from. Like Josh has a successful business, you know, and it's because they purchase a product because of what it is around the product as well. So that's an amazing thing, and that's really hard to do.
And I think that that's very admirable that our community has come that far, that they value and understand their own power. Because you know, in this society, in our Western world, money is power. And I love that our community is waking up to knowing that who you give your money to is who you're giving empowering. And so
that's so true. People don't think about that, right? Even when I purchase shit, I'm like, either fuck him or he's cool. You know what I mean? Like it's real shit. Even though like the brand is super cool, if I know who it is, and like I said, I have that power of like seeing somebody in a picture, I'm like, do I trust this motherfucker? You know? And if I do, I'll buy it.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's kind of become a thing on social media too, where like somebody will do something bad and they'll do like this like unfollow spree and stuff like that. And I think people forget like they have the power. You know what I mean? Exactly what you said. Two things I want to say. You ain't the only one that uses our products, okay? I do too. I just didn't bring mine. I'm obsessed with your sea salt spray.
Oh, you have it in there.
Oh, yes.
Brought it.
I'm not even joking.
no way.
I use it every day. Even when I don't, I'm not going to do my hair because it gives me like this like beach hair. And I get out of the shower and then after it dries, and my hair just looks so cool. And
You're such a SoCal bad boy.
Bro, it's so SoCal. So every time I step out of the shower,
bad boy.
I am obsessed with this product.
And it smells fire,
It smells so good. And honestly, you put it in and it immediately gives you that sea salt feeling, and then it dries and I get the beach waves, and then I hit one of these. You know what I mean? As you get the hair out.
How do you look at yourself in the mirror when you put it on?
I'll be like, yo, what's up?
He acts with his eyes. That's a talent. Being able to act with your eyes. That's actually.
Can you replay that, Matt, real quick?
I'll be like, yo, what's up?
It's so funny that you say that because my boyfriend has curly hair and it's kind of short.
Yeah.
And sometimes whenever he wants it to curl even more, let's say like his haircut is a little bit too short or something.
Yeah.
He sprays that and it makes his curls like
Even
curlier.
more. Yes.
Wow.
Like it makes them like shrink more.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So
Yeah.
to your point, I have wavy hair, but when I put this salt on my hair right here, beach waves texturing sea salt spray, the waves are coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tried
it. It's a tsunami when I put on this bad boy.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I've never tried that one because me da miedo. I'm scared to try that because I don't know what it'll do with my hair.
Yeah,
And I have long hair and like anything that I put on this hair, right? So I'm scared. We're going to go on a quick break real quick, but I want to ask you, like, give me a consultation.
Okay.
Like,
A curl consultation?
Let's just pretend like you worked at a Sephora and you worked for your own brand.
I'm
and then
ready.
you're a rep for the brand. What would you like
recommend
me?
I've been waiting for this moment all my life.
No, me too. Because I tell Karen all the time, I'm like, what should I put? You need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, man, I just wish I can just ask Julissa.
Well, now you can.
Wait, next time I want to do your hair.
Oh my God, please. I tagged you guys and I was like, I'll be the model.
No,
Put me on a billboard.
but like literally, could we really make your hair, your texture? It's really thick. Like it's really
it's
beautiful.
coarse.
Yeah,
And like,
right now when we get back on break, I'll take my beanie
and
off.
it's
And then
so
I'll show you.
healthy too. Like I can right away when I saw your hair.
You think so?
So
Sometimes I feel like it's not.
No,
Why?
it is. So your hair is just it's more dry.
Yeah.
So
And dead.
that's why it's more frizz prone. But your hair is kind of, my hair is the same way in that it's a very dry
But
hair.
yours looks so hydrated.
Because I know what to do, which I feel like your hair can be like that as well. Do you also have like dry skin ever a little bit or more
No,
normal? Like
just
how are
normal.
you? Do your hands feel dry sometimes or not?
Sometimes, but not crazy. But my hair definitely super dry.
A little bit drier.
He just started using sunscreen like about a year and a half ago. I'm not even joking.
It's a big
Why are you
step.
calling me out?
Huh? This is an
Don't
honest
you know that
consultation.
I'm sensitive and frizz
You know,
prone?
like, you know when you go to Sephora with a girlfriend, like she tells the truth to the person.
Yeah.
Like he just started washing his hands like 4 days ago.
So we'll be right back. Yeah, amazing. So consultation next.
Let's do it, baby.
We'll be right back. Okay, so are we starting the consultation?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
let's
We
run
can
it.
start the
So are
call.
we rolling?
Hold on, let me go
Okay.
into Ready Player One.
I never thought about it
It really does feel like it. It's like a virtual reality.
Well, if you think about like maybe like in 10, 15 years from now, because
Yeah.
like this podcast thing, like in 15 years, it'll probably be a thing of the past. We'd probably be wearing like VR shit. We'd probably be at the beach, but in reality, we're here.
Yeah.
You know, we can do podcasts anywhere in the world.
For sure.
Right.
I wish your viewers at home could experience how this feels right now. Like this is so cool. I've never felt this before.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of our listeners do listen with headphones on.
Oh,
and I think they
really?
do get like
Okay.
the crispiness of it.
Yeah, but
because
it's different when you're talking.
100%.
And then
With
the
each
other
other?
person is in your video game.
Yeah. What's gonna be crazy is like with the VR stuff, like we're podcasting, they're watching us here, but if they could put on VR glasses
Yeah.
and we're in their living room hanging out with them and they're watching us converse in their own space.
I would love that. I would
gonna
absolutely love that.
That is so cool.
I think it's gonna be like that.
I
It
would
is, it
buy
has
the
to.
3D TV, whatever
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
that you
yeah.
need to do
Yeah.
that.
Because
I'm
what's
down.
next?
All of it.
Right?
You know they have that in Asia. They have those like billboards, for example, that like come out.
Oh,
as
yeah,
3D.
like Harry Potter
I've seen
type
those.
thing.
I've
So
seen
cool.
those.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Your curl consultation.
So Julissa, I have really curly hair. I feel like it's really dry all the time,
Yes.
and it's hard for me to manage it because I want to make it look like I just got out of the shower and I have nice hydrated curls. Okay. Obviously, I'm not dripping with water.
Yes.
But I like how that looks because I have a lot of hair. I don't want it to be too voluminous.
So you want more definition and hold like this.
I want volume, but like my hair gets really.
Oh, I know.
Like
when I saw your hair, I feel like your hair could get like mine.
Yeah,
like because it's thick.
Yeah.
And it's dry, so it's like if you add the right volume, you can right products, it will get like huge. I already know.
Yeah.
I already
so
know.
I'm gonna show you my hair.
Okay.
So what I want is like fresh out of the shower.
Luscious
You know what I mean? Just luscious,
like very juicy.
Juicy. Oh my God, that's what it is.
Did you crack the code? Like, do you ever have bad hair days yourselves, or like you have it down? It's to a science.
She's the curl queen.
But like, how? Like, is it like dialed in?
I'm in year 8 of my business. Year 12, 14 of this.
Yeah.
So I feel like I know my hair so well now. But
AKA she's locked in.
But I have.
And don't
the
ever
tools,
ask her that again.
Well, no, I'm just for the people at home. Like, there is a formula that you can get down to, and you can stop bad hair days.
I will say, like, I switch up my routine depending on things. So I know what to use, but you do need to switch it up sometimes.
But this is the go-to hairstyle.
Let me show y'all at home.
Come on,
please.
now. Come on
Hold
now. Wow.
See, that's
Wow.
juicy. Would you consider that juicy curls?
Yeah.
See, look at it.
That's that bounce right there.
Okay. Now
And then the
the
color contrast as well.
Let me go back to my VR experience.
I feel like God made you he gave you that hair because like he knew like what he was doing first of all, and like
you need to go help the curly world.
But it just also like complements your whole like
Go Ready Player One.
Built for this.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you my hair.
Okay.
So obviously I have a beanie on, so it's a little.
That's gonna be a
upstairs.
tough act to follow, bro.
I know I don't got it like that. I could have it like that though.
Oh God.
So this is it right here.
Lord help
Okay.
us all.
I know the vibe.
I like this, but I need it more juicy, more wet, more hydrated.
I know exactly.
I feel like it's frizzy.
Yeah.
And it's a little too much right here.
Okay.
Maybe I need a cut as well. I don't know.
Okay, so I actually do want to.
You need help.
Actually,
That's
do
what
your
you
hair
need
one day.
Jesus, that's what you
Look
need.
at how long my hair
Yeah,
is.
your hair is really
crazy.
long and like it is very healthy and it's very very juicy. Okay, so let me tell you. So the actual product that I think you should use is not here right now, but I am going to send it to you. But a couple of them are. So I feel like what you need is pretty much a 3-step thing.
Okay, so I'm out of the shower.
So you're out of the shower.
Ya me puse los calzones.
Yeah,
Okay,
moisturized.
we need those.
Yes, everywhere. So I would do a 3-step thing, which is you're gonna need moisture, you're gonna need definition, and you're gonna need hold.
Yes.
So you're gonna need all 3 things. And then for the I would probably do. We have a leave-in. Like
Okay.
a leave-in
I
that's
like
like
those. I like
call
those.
it's called a heat protection multivitamin leave-in, and it's almost like your dose of multivitamins.
Okay.
It has over 14 vitamins and amino acids that your hair needs to be strong and healthy, and it's going to help fight frizz. So
And I can use that every day.
yeah, you can use that every
Okay.
day, anytime your hair is feeling like a bit dry, like moisture, etc. So you need that leave-in, and then next,
Do I have damp hair?
I was also
Yes,
going to
it has
ask
to
too,
be
is like
wet.
even like a shampoo and conditioning, because I'm also kind of trying to learn too.
Yeah.
Is it any days even if he doesn't shampoo and condition?
So he can always touch up. So we actually have a product somewhere here that's a refresh and detangle spray. Oh, that one right there. Period. We're actually updating.
We also have a
packaging.
curly queen
Yeah.
as well,
yeah.
Jessica.
Yes. So you can so straight out of the day that you wash your hair, you're gonna do your full routine,
Okay.
and then to touch it up over the week, during the week, in between your wash day, you can just do like a refresh, which usually you can use that spray, or you can even use a little bit of other products depending on what you are. But essentially, I like putting products into different categories, and the 3 main ones that you're looking for is moisture, definition, and hold. And for you, I would say you would probably start with that multivitamin leave-in. Maybe depending on how dry your hair is, maybe I would go in with the refresh and tingle spray as well right after, just a little bit, and then I would use the custard. So the custard is not here, but I'm gonna make sure I'm literally gonna either have somebody drop it off or send it to you because I need you to have this routine. It's like a little jar. It's an orange jar.
Does he apply it all at like the same time, or does he need to let it dry?
No. You're just gonna apply it, and then it's like next step. Like
Okay.
step 1.
I don't let anything dry. I don't use any other tool.
Literally, like straight out of the shower. Straight out of the shower when your hair is still wet, the first thing you're gonna do is like.
Are you gonna take notes?
I think he has something in there. That's a really nice bag.
I thought maybe it was a custard.
So the custard is, so the reason why I think you're going to be really good with the custard, and usually people with thick hair love the custard, is because it has a lot of slip and it's very slimy.
Yeah.
And that is what's going to allow for you. Oh, it's right there.
This is it.
Wow, you guys are so quick.
I have that.
Go to the one that has the mango or whatever on it. You know the one picture? Yeah, take me to that picture real quick. So you see how like juicy results? You see that? That's the whole point. And can you go to the other picture with like
great product
the person
shots,
going
by the
like
way.
this?
A beautiful
The
product
hand,
shot.
yeah, that one. You see how slimy that is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you use that, Sebas? Have you ever used that?
No, but I saw it
Okay,
in
so
the
the
drawer.
reason why you need that, so you probably, if you have that one, then you probably have the other bottle next to it, the heat protection leave-in. So I would use that leave-in first, right? Apply it all over your hair. Think of it as like you're adding the vitamin for your hair.
But my hair is damp, right? Not
Your hair is wet.
dripping.
You could do it dripping. It doesn't matter. So
Okay.
usually when I get out of the shower,
But it's damp.
like when I get out of the shower, I just kind of like we have a microfiber towel that I just kind of just pat dry my hair with.
Because my hair gets dry like that.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Oh, I know.
Wow.
Yes. So you literally have my hair.
Yeah.
My hair is very similar.
Like my shit repels water.
Yeah. So my hair is very similar. It's
Yeah.
almost like sits on the surface almost,
Yeah.
right? Yes. So
Like when I get out of the shower, I don't really pat dry here because by the time I'm out of the shower, this is dry. It's just the ends
Oh,
that
so
are
you
dripping.
do have dry hair naturally. That's just what you have. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes.
it's also based on
I'm telling
porosity
you.
levels.
Yeah.
So porosity means like so our hair is very porous.
Yeah.
And usually people with, depending on what your porosity is, your hair absorbs moisture in different ways. So people with like normal porosity, they probably retain moisture and it goes
Yeah.
out in the same way.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are so quick.
Yeah.
And for example, it just depending on how porous your hair is, it's going to either allow moisture and water to absorb very easily or it's not. So with you, I think you should use that leave-in first, put it all over your hair. Think of it as like, I'm smoothing out the little frizzies.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on any areas that usually frizz up more. For me, it's usually the back of my head
Mm-hmm.
and my ends are the most frizzy. And then you're gonna go in I would put a little bit of that Refresh and the Tangle spray. With you,
Okay.
you might be able just to use 2 products, low key, but you just kind of have to test it out to see what the vibe is. But maybe for starters, we'll do the
I'm
leave-in.
like so excited to do this.
Yeah, I think for starters, we'll do the leave-in. And then I think just try the custard. The custard is so slippery and slimy, and you'll be able to just like smooth it on. You'll see as you're putting it on, you're like, damn, this is so much smooth and
That's step 2.
Yeah. So that, and then after
For the
I
hold.
would do for the hold, I would either do.
Because I use your mousse too.
Oh, the mousse is really good too, and it's very
So
watery.
I can do that after too?
You could, but I would try for this time. I would try just that 3-step, the moisture definition and hold. So I would do those 2, and then as your last step, either use the light hold gel or the strong hold gel. I think it's in there. There's 2. So that's the strong hold gel,
Okay.
and then the other one is the light hold gel.
The one that I showed you earlier.
Yes.
This one right here.
Yes. So what I would do is almost like once your hair,
You want this one, Sebas?
Yeah.
yeah. So once you've already applied both the leave-in and the custard and you kind of like how your hair looks, I would go in and you only use a little bit of that. You're going to put it in your hands and almost use it as like a glaze. Like almost like,
for the frizz
essentially,
kinda.
Okay, yes. So essentially what especially the stronghold is going to do is just, okay, so I like how my hair looks. Now I don't want it to move.
Yeah,
So I want it
exactly.
to stay like this. I don't want it to go anywhere, right? So then you're going to like, you almost think of it as like, all right, wherever this touches, it's not gonna move. It's gonna get a little bit hard on there.
Yeah.
So that it's like,
Because the more we fuck around with the hair, like the frizzier it gets too.
Yes.
So you gotta be delicate with it.
yeah. So then, but then once it dries though, you can go do whatever and like it'll be fine because you're gonna have a stronghold. So then you're gonna just glaze it over the areas. Just kind of like glaze it a little bit, un poquito nomás, just to like add that little like layer of cast on the outside. And then you're just gonna leave it. And then I'm guessing you air dry your hair, right? You don't diffuse it or dry it. You just
I'm scared to diffuse it because I feel like it's gonna get so like spongy.
Poofy.
So the
and
thing
poofy.
with diffusers, you should, if you do want to diffuse, I would recommend asking
a
your
diffuser
wife,
specialist.
no, your wife to borrow her Dyson.
Yeah.
Because that Dyson
it has a good
diffuser
one.
is really good. So pretty much when it comes to diffusers, if you diffuse this way, so the heat is going that way, it's gonna shrink. It's gonna go up. right?
Okay.
So this is to make it
and it'll get bouncy,
tighter, tighter. Oh, if you diffuse it upside down, it's gonna make it more voluminous. It's gonna make more lift. If you diffuse it like this, it's gonna long. You're gonna elongate it. You're gonna make it kind of go like this more.
What he wants, because he doesn't want all this, right? You just want to
So you could either air dry it. So what I would recommend with you is I would probably just kind of like air dry your hair for the most part, and then if you still feel your hair, like maybe air dry it for like a few minutes, and then when you're like, all right, I want to go outside now and go live my life, then just diffuse it for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, just a little bit, especially near your roots. And then because once you dry it, it's almost like it's going to stay like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you go outside and do the most and it's still wet, it's probably starting to get frizzy. Like it can be maneuvered.
Got it.
Yeah. So because also when your hair is wet, it's in its more delicate stage. It's in its most like delicate, fragile
So we want to
stage.
set it first before we go live our lives.
And not only that too, but one thing that can create fungal dermatitis on your scalp is if, let's say, you tie your hair and it's really wet.
You for sure have that.
No, he does not.
I think he does.
No le des mal de ojo.
He always picks on me.
He's giving you mal de ojo. So if you know, sometimes people like will tie up their hair when it's like soaking wet.
Yeah,
that's really bad for your scalp.
What is the thing that you said?
Fungal dermatitis, or like some kind of fungal infection. Because think about this. Think about a wet towel, and if you bunch it up and leave it there, how is it going to smell?
Like trapo mojado.
Yeah.
It's going to smell terrible, right? It needs to be like dried out, aired out. So that's the exact same thing with your hair. Think about like having soaking wet hair and you just like tie
bunch it up
como una toalla mojada. That's like crazy. That.
Yeah.
It's really bad for your scalp.
That makes sense.
So so usually I also tell people I don't recommend for them to put anything that can't be absorbed into your scalp. Like for example, if you have a heavy oil and you leave it on your scalp for a long time, that can also give you a fungal infection on your scalp.
Wow.
Anything that doesn't allow your scalp to breathe, it's not good for it. So I actually put in y'all's bags an apple cider vinegar scalp and hair rinse, which it's this one right here. So I don't know if y'all have ever done an apple cider vinegar rinse or have ever heard of apple cider vinegar.
I have, yeah.
So
I've heard of apple cider vinegar. It makes you skinty queen.
Yeah. So apple cider vinegar. So I recommend it even for like your gut. It's really good for your gut health.
Yeah, it's
too.
good for you.
Don't drink this though. This one's for your hair. But okay. So one thing that I want to recommend that I do upkeep that I do for my own scalp. Something that I do for my own scalp is at least once a month. Before I shampoo, I use this rinse on my hair and my scalp because
I can do this too?
Yeah. So it's gonna come
play?
out. Yeah, so it's gonna come out like a liquid, like water, and then it'll start foaming up. But what apple cider vinegar is going to do, it's a pH balancer. So it's going to balance the pH on your scalp. So if you have dry or oily scalp, it's going to balance it to be normal. It's also going to kill any bacteria. It's going to kill any like fungal infection that could be living there. This apple cider vinegar, it not only has organic apple cider vinegar in it, but it also has black tea kombucha, green tea extract. It has rice water. It has niacinamide, which is one of my favorite skincare ingredients. It has literally everything that you need for a healthy scalp biome.
You're so knowledgeable, Julissa.
Yeah, so that is going to, so like, let's say you do develop some kind of like infection from like tying up your hair or something is going on that you don't realize with your scalp, that will literally soothe it right away.
This is in my shower because of my girlfriend, and now it all makes sense.
It's so good. And it also removes any buildup that can happen on your scalp or your hair. So buildup is like anything that could be clogging your pores. Like think about maybe something that's clogging your pores on your face, right? Like when you exfoliate and it comes out,
opens up.
It opens up, like it can breathe again. It's like healthier. So
remind me how to use this again, the before shampoo
so
or
so you can actually, since you have short hair, you can use it as a shampoo replacement sometimes.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't do it all the time, but like you could use it as a shampoo replacement.
Non-wash days, like just to get like cause
in
sometimes
between.
I put product in my hair just for the flow.
Like in between wash days. It doesn't have any fragrance in it because I wanted it to be like literally medicine in a bottle.
Yeah.
So it's anything that you smell is either like ACV. We did use a lemon as a citrus blend to offset the scent, but also to help with like other scalp to help your scalp as well. But that right there is going to make your products perform better. It's going to allow your scalp to breathe.
Yeah.
It's going to exfoliate.
I'm actually going to use that. I get braids sometimes too.
Oh yeah. So anyone with protective hairstyles, they love using that because you can get in there, like you can, it literally spews out liquid. So even if your hair is in braids,
I can use it.
Even while in braids, people that have braids love this because like you can get in there, like it's literally a liquid. It comes out as like water practically. So you can like squeeze it and it pours out and it'll like go in there.
To your skin. So it's for your scalp.
formula.
That's the purpose of it is for your scalp.
Yeah, you can put it on your hair as well. So if you put it on like the length of your hair, it's going to remove product buildup and just kind of be able to make your products perform better.
I'm definitely gonna use that because like
I'm
I
using
said,
this tonight.
When I have braids on, I'm also running.
Yes.
I'm cycling. I'm wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of buildup as well.
Yes.
And then when you have braids, you're not washing
And
your
the
hair for a week or
sweat.
two.
Yeah.
So I'm sweating. So that's really good to do even before a detox shampoo or something.
Yeah.
Because when you have braids, it's like a lot of gel in your hair.
Yeah.
So people do that. Literally, that is one of the concoctions that people use when they take out their braids, and in between braids is like ACV. They do lemon, like a lemon, rice water, etc., and that has all of those things.
Okay, I have one more question. Can I use this? Can I do like shampoo this and then conditioner, or is that too much?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's my routine. So I usually use this. I love our biotin shampoo, which we're also going to get to. We just didn't have it in the office right now. But so my favorite routine is the biotin shampoo because it's like super moisturizing. Like once you use it, you're gonna love it. It has
I supplement biotin, like I take it as capsules.
So not only has biotin, it also has batana oil, which I don't know if you've heard of batana oil before, but it's an ingredient that's native to Honduras. And the person that really popularized it is Dr. Sebi, who is like an OG in holistic medicine. And he always recommended it for healthy hair growth and like having a healthy scalp. And it's a really hard ingredient to source. And we were able to source it, and it's in there. So there's rosemary, batana oil, and biotin inside the shampoo and conditioner, and it's just like really moisturizing and nice. So you guys will like it. So I use the ACV rinse, a shampoo, and then I use my conditioner.
Okay.
Josh, I'm so excited to go home. And
Me too.
Just
shower.
Just shower, try it.
Yeah, I mean, what a lot of people don't realize is that your scalp is an extension of your face. And a lot of the time we think to take care of our face, we do double cleansing, exfoliation, all of these things, but we kind of forget about our scalp.
Yeah.
And
that's actually so true.
Yeah, we'll use products that have heavy silicones that can create buildup, that have sulfates that are, very harsh type of detergents so we're using these products that are not good for your scalp, not good for your hair, and then complain about, why is
dryness?
Why is my hair falling out? Why am I receding hairline? Like, why do I da? And it's like, what
you don't take care of your scalp.
What products are you using? You know, like what ingredients do you?
Yeah.
I've always been into like doing my hair. I've always been into like hairstyles. My mom would like attribute to that. It's something I've been using at a super young age because I was into hairstyles as a blow dryer. So I literally have been blow drying my hair since I was like 12 years old, like high heat, full blast.
Man.
And it's since I have shorter hair, I'm right here. I'm like,
Te pasas.
I do. But I have noticed that like I'll get bad hair days. I'll get like super dry scalp.
Do you fist pump?
I'll fist pump. You know what I'm saying? GTL. So that is a good note because I have never used like a product like that really helped my scalp. You know what I mean? Like and people have told me you need to use like heat protection.
We have a heat protection too. So I'll get that to you too.
But I feel like that heat protection, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I feel like it would change my hairstyle. Like I feel like
no. Ours is gonna just moisturize. It's essentially like I think of it as like multivitamin for my hair with heat protection, and it protects up to 450 degrees, which apparently you're
I'm going to 500.
And then I'll also send a scalp serum that we have. That it's like a jelly-like texture, so it'll actually be able to absorb into your scalp, and it's really good. It's like very soothing, and it'll be able to offset any of like damage that you're doing while you're overheating it or whatever, or drying it out.
Okay.
Wow. So knowledgeable.
I'm very passionate about hair.
I can see that.
I'm the kind of person that my passions, I'm like, my eyes light up. I'm like, ooh, I love this question. You know, that TikTok where it's like, ooh, I love this question.
So, I mean, let's talk about outside of work. Like, who's Julissa outside of work? outside of the curls?
Oh my gosh.
Like, what do you do for fun? How do you
Yeah.
celebrate your wins? Talk to us.
So it's so interesting because I feel like every decade, I feel like I'm a different version of me, which I feel like you guys can probably attest to that.
Yeah, same.
Like who I was in my teens versus my 20s versus my 30s is now, it's just so different. And I remember being so apprehensive and kind of scared to enter into my 30s. And now that I'm here, I'm like, yo,
this is it.
People are people were lying to you. 30s are great because you don't really care about what people think of you anymore. You're like, you're just, you know what I mean? Like you just have a different sense of self and confidence and I don't know, just like different experiences.
You're also confident with who you're with as well.
Exactly.
You know
Isn't
what I mean?
nice?
Yeah, it's nice. It's like your friends are your friends,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's easy, it's even easier for you to cut off people.
Yes.
You don't give a fuck.
Isn't it so beautiful?
It's so nice. It's a beautiful age.
Yeah, literally. My little sister is 22 and I'm like, girl, when you get to your 30s, it's nice there. I don't know. I feel like I even feel more energy.
Yeah.
I also take care of myself a lot more. I feel like
it's more of a priority for you.
Yeah, like I don't know how I used to like pull all-nighters and like not hydrate or like all the things I used to do back then. And now I'm like, it's funny because I'm like, I feel like my friends are on the same boat. We're always looking for like the vitamins, the health, the healthy juice, the this, the that. So
I love
amazing.
that. Yes.
What do you like to do for exercise? Like what's your exercise cup of tea?
So I don't necessarily like cardio, but I've learned that when I incorporate cardio, like my body loves it.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of like Pilates, berries, boot camp, and hiking.
I love berries.
Yeah, so I do like that's probably like my main routine is like berries, hiking, Pilates, and then sometimes I'll do some like weights at home and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's for the most part.
Is your boyfriend involved in your business in any way, or is he like you? I love what you're doing, babe. I'm here to support. I'm gonna be doing my own thing.
Yeah.
He always jokes around that he is the most underpaid Rizos Curls employee because he doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
But he is definitely such a resource. Like anytime you guys see any totes, any shirts, like
Got it.
That's him.
anything that we have, that was
He's outsourced
Daniel
it,
Boyz out here.
That's nice. I like
Freaking
that.
up at night designing this logo,
that's so
designing
cool.
this
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
like making this shirt and so he's definitely does a lot of stuff like that for sure.
What are your plans with Rizos? I'm sure I've thought about it. And I mean, is it what are your plans? What are you thinking about? What does the future look like?
Yeah, honestly, so one thing that I'm very grateful for and hold a lot of space and like give myself grace for is that at least I started the business, even though I didn't have the money and resources to like already launch with, the most amazing packaging, the best, designer, the biggest, the just really like elevated swag, like, all of those aesthetic appeal that I would have wanted, like the best creative, the best photos, the best whatever. At least I started, you know?
Yeah.
So although that I really appreciate where I started, I really appreciate, the old packaging, those old bottles, like, I look at it and I feel very, like it's very tender because I'm like, oh, I remember that girl. That was me, like running around LA looking for labels. And I found the first one I found, that's the one I bought. And it's cheap looking, but like, that's the best I could do. But now I'm like, okay, I appreciate that, but I'm ready to elevate. Like I'm ready to execute my full vision of the plan, because I think even back then I knew that I was just starting there, that it wasn't going to be there forever. And then my intention was always to elevate and update the packaging, elevate and update just like everything from like the website, the creative, the types of events that I'm doing, just really bring my community into a space where they just feel like you're the shit,
That's so cool.
and make them feel like they belong, make them feel like it doesn't matter where you started. Like what matters is like you're here and you're taking up space and you belong. And I want you to feel just like that swag, that aesthetic, that empowerment when you're like, when you're just proud of the bottle that you have on your shelf, and like you're at the events, like we're treating you like, you know, like you're so special and you're like getting this VIP experience, and it's, you know, just a customer event, but like you feel seen, you know?
I love that. I love that.
So
would you ever consider like selling? Or is this something you just hold so dear to your heart? Like, this is yours.
I don't know. So I guess I'll take a step before even that is what I consider getting an investor. And I think yes.
Oh, okay.
So I think this year, that was one thing that I kind of had to like check myself and, how do I say this? Not only check myself, but also, hold space for myself to like grow into and get comfortable with the idea. Because I think for a long time it was my pride that was keeping me from allowing myself to even think about one day getting an investor or partnering with somebody else. Cause I kind of had this like chip on my shoulder of like
mine.
Not even just mine, but I almost felt like my parents came to this country. I came to this country. We didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask for no help. Like we built this without any of y'all's help. Like
you almost looked at it in like a form, not to this degree, but just to lack of a better word, like a form of weakness. Like you're giving in. Like
like I wanted to prove. Like I feel like I had something to prove of like yes, it's almost like I wanted people to know like my father crawled through a sewer to get to this country. He worked as a field worker. He picked oranges in the you know, in the fields, and like, look where the fuck I am right now. Do you know what I mean? Like I wanted to
have that
just
edge.
prove like all you people that are talking shit about Mexicans and my culture and immigrants and field workers and whatever, like, could y'all's kids build something out of nothing? Could y'all's kids build a multi-million-dollar successful, profitable business with no investors, no help? Just like the power of the community. Did y'all do that? No. Like, let me show you how it's done. You know what I mean? I almost had this like.
But that's good that you had that.
Yeah. So I think that was what was like it would, even right now when I'm talking about it, my heart is like, it's almost like I get mad. Like my skin gets like, I feel hot, you know, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like I had something to prove. Not just for me, but for, you know, just feeling that like, I don't know, like I feel like in society there are so many spaces that I would go into that I felt like I didn't belong, or, you know, I think like my whole life was entering a lot of spaces where I was like the only one that from my background, the only Mexican kid, the only girl, the only, you know, low income kid, the only this, the only that. And I just always felt like I had to prove myself. Like I had to, like, even y'all are all looking down on me, but like I'm about to be the underdog and like beat all of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very inspiring to hear you say that, because it's true. We always want to kind of like even like prove to ourselves, you know, I don't need anybody. And that's cool that you had that, because if you didn't, and you were always looking for an investor or looking for some sort of help, who knows where you would have been right now. Yeah,
that's true. I feel like I'm grateful that it got me this far, but then I'm like, all right, I think it's okay if I do end up needing a little bit of help. Like you proved it enough.
Yeah, you can still use the same powers that you're giving already, you know, and probably even in a bigger way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to convince myself of that, and now I'm more open-minded to it. Yeah, like we're taking meetings. I'm like, but it's really interesting because I love being on this side of the table where, you know, usually in a more traditional, you know, exchange with an investor, you know, you're pitching to them. It's very like Shark Tank.
Here's why I think you should give me my
and
your money.
Usually they're the ones with the power and the control and the bargaining. You know, you're usually going to get, you know, a not such a favorable deal. It's going to be in the
favor of them,
exactly. They're probably going to get the better end of the deal. And I love being in the position where it's like they're coming to us. We're not reaching out to anybody.
Why should we take your money?
Exactly. It's more so of like, it's an even playing field where we are making a decision not based on necessity and need, but more so based on like, what can we do for each other to really grow this in ways that we wouldn't be able to do it by ourselves.
Wow.
So it's nice. It's nice. And I feel like I have met some really cool people and like other, I don't know, like I feel like I had this almost like stereotype of what it, like I, you know, it's obviously from like Shark Tank.
Yeah, of course.
These like shows that made me feel like, oh, they're gonna criticize me and they're not gonna see me and my community. They're gonna take advantage of my community and they're gonna like take advantage of me and like, like I feel like I'm almost in like fight mode, you know. I'm very protective. Like I feel like I'm like, my business is like this little baby that I'm like, better not come in, you know? So,
and it's really not like that. They're like normal people.
They're like so nice. They're
like
the kindest people. Like, and so many of these, you know, a lot of the investors themselves, like they came, the reason why they're doing it is because they, you know, want to help smaller brands like succeed and grow and all of that. So it's funny how, seeing the reality of it is like, oh, this is very different than what I
It's
imagined.
because we grew up like that.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up like that. I feel like sometimes we just grow up scared as well, you know? Like nobody touched my shit, you know, very protective with anything, you know? So you
very
tend to do
defensive.
very defensive because that's how my mom taught me to be, you know, blah, blah, or like, that's how my dad raised me. And, you know, we kind of use that for anything that we do in life. Yeah. I had a question though. We put it up in the board too. So for people, everybody says Rizzo curls, right?
Yeah.
But in reality, it's rizos, no?
Yeah,
Which means curls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a little, so I wanted it to be a Spanish lesson in the name.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you say curls in Spanish? Rizos, Rizos curls.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like I wanted it to be that, show these two sides of me, show this, I don't know, like I kind of felt like Selena, you know, like I'm from both worlds. Like, both
exactly.
of them. So
what part of Mexico is your family from?
Michoacan.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no way.
In Michoacan, they're famous for their carnitas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you go often or?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
My mom just she's building a house in the terrenos, her grandmother's terrenos.
Oh, how cool.
It's funny because whenever I say that, people are like, wow, someone's utilizing the terrenos.
Yeah, because normally they're like being fought for.
Yeah, exactly. So my mom is building a house there and it's really cute seeing her. It's like, I feel like that's been her lifelong dream to be able to build a house there.
It's an amazing feeling.
Exactly. So, yeah, we go pretty often, and my family. So
especially your mom goes often as well.
Oh yeah. My mom's one of 11, and my dad's one of 13.
Wow.
So we have a very big family, and we're very like de ambiente. Like we're very like puro pinche Michoacán, like pura banda. Somos de rancho. Like we're very like
proud of anything.
Not only proud, but like we're like loud and like.
And the louder we are, it's like. Yeah, I'm showing everybody how loud I am.
Yes,
you know?
so
like vibes are there.
Yes, my family, they're very like they all sing, they all play instruments. Like any family party, they're like banda for breakfast. Like it's like I grew up in that environment of just like a lot of I don't know, any excuse to celebrate and party.
Especially when you have like such a big family, everybody knows that we're big. So like that's another thing. Like if you come from a big family, all your cousins and you and your tias and everybody, we all know we're big, so we're gonna be the biggest. You know, it's like a pride thing. But I'm really happy. I just wanted to share. I don't want to make this about me, but my mom just built her house too in Guadalajara.
Oh no way!
So I can't wait till your mom's done. It is such a beautiful thing to see your parents kind of do like. I'm sure it's something that your mom's been wanting to do for years, right? And she's finally being able to do it. I'm telling you, when she finally does it, it's gonna light your world, light their world. And my mom just finished her house, and I look at my mom as this young lady that's
she's
always
just
wanted to do it. Just a girl, just a girl living her dream. And I look at her, and my mom's still young. She's not even like 60 yet. She's in her 50s.
My mom too.
Yeah. And my mom is also one of 11 or 12. And, you know, seeing her happy like that, and obviously my dad as well, they work so hard for it. I can't wait for you to go. I just recently went just for that, just so they could do like a housewarming party.
Isn't it crazy growing up and then you becoming an adult and then seeing your parents is like, you're just a kid.
You're just a kid.
Like you're trying to figure it out just as much as I am.
Not only that, but like you really came to this country. Like you didn't you barely knew what was going on. Like, how were you raising me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's
And so many, I'm guessing your mom was like pretty young when she had you too. And then I think about me at that age and I'm just like, and the saddest part, at least for me, you know, both my parents, they never went to school. My mom doesn't know English, but my dad speaks a little bit better. But it's what's crazy to me is like once you get to an age where you fulfill their dream of, you know, becoming, whether it's like through education or just like, you know, growing and learning and, you know, maturing, and then you kind of outgrow their level of knowledge. That is like such a bittersweet feeling for them, I'm sure, where it's like, it's almost like heartbreaking because it's like, oh my gosh, you know, you know, like what I almost like outgrew like what you have taught me, but then it's sweet in the sense where that was why they made so many sacrifices.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful thing, and
I've never thought about that. That's really interesting.
It's like it's so tender when you kind of make that realization of like, oh my gosh, like literally everything that you've learned, like you've already given it to me, and it's my turn to just keep finding and seeking and like learning more.
But there's still this appreciation of like their age and what they understand through life, because they still have this growth over you, right? That they're still learning from, and we're also going to continue to learn from as well.
It's funny you say it's such a bittersweet thing, because I look at my parents and like I can tell myself like, wow, you know, like I made it farther than them.
Yeah.
I'm more knowledgeable of things.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a fuck, man. Like I wish I can still catch up to them, right?
Yeah.
But just like Julissa said, like it's sweet too, because that's what they always wanted.
That's what they wanted.
So they won.
Yeah.
Right? So like they completed their dream, their mission of me to be better, right?
Yeah.
So I've realized that, and I realized that when I took them to New York maybe like a year and a half ago, and I was like, holy shit.
You're like a baby. Like I'm teaching you this new
My
things.
mom and my dad, they're just kids.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're kids, but like they're just kids traveling for the first
Experiencing
time.
for the first time.
And I'm looking at this shit and I'm like,
And this is
holy
regular to
fuck.
you.
And I'm like, and not only that, I feel I'm like, damn, I'm fucking blessed, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but it is such a bittersweet moment when you see your parents and you outgrow them and you're doing better than they can ever imagine. And then you're like, man, that sucks. I don't want to feel like I'm better than them. But then it's like, wow, this is what they always wanted.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But still, it's like it's such a middle thing, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I experienced that a lot. And even in trying to help them understand my world, like with the business especially, it's like it's almost having them explaining to them my world is something that's like so hard for them to comprehend.
100%.
Like when I try to explain to them, like even the whole thing about like investors and self-funding, or like how retail works, or just like so many of the accomplishments that I've had, it's so like tender because they don't understand it
At all.
They don't get it. It's like going over their head. My mom's like, entonces, before I sold at Target, at an actual store, she's like, entonces eres como las mujeres de Avon, ¿verdad? Como les dices a gente y ellas te ayudan a vender más. Entonces, así vendes, ¿verdad? And she's like, alguien llama un número y así lo mandas. And I'm
It's
like,
crazy.
Not really.
No,
but
yeah.
So just like, especially for me, like I started on direct to consumer, like on a website, and my mom did not, like, them being able to grasp, like people are seeing you online and then going on a website to shop you and you're shipping it, was like
mind blowing. But so I think I'm constantly in this place where I almost see my parents as like kids. Like I see like their inner child so often, because it's like the roles switched from, you know, them teaching me things and like showing me the world and showing me like what the world is, and them seeing me experience it for the first time, and then me trying to do the same with them, of like what you mentioned, like taking them to New York and like showing them how you travel and like what you do when you travel. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is, you know what I mean? It's like you become the parent almost, like leading the way and like making them feel comfortable in the space. Because even them, when they travel, sometimes they're like nervous or like, oh, what's happening? And I just see, I'm like, oh my God, you're like a little kid that like your first time going on the subway and you're nervous and you're a little bit scared. And so, it's definitely very bittersweet.
It's very bittersweet. It's such a, it's such a surreal moment when you realize that, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like from in that very instant, you just grew up more.
Oh, I know. And it makes me emotional when I think about it. And it's something so unique to like the immigrant kid experience because I always think about, I'm like, I wonder who I would be if like my parents were like, I don't know, PhD holders that like spoke English since I was a little kid. And like, as a little kid, they're like reading me textbooks or what, like, how would life be if I still haven't outgrown my parents?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I almost think about like even when I think about just, just the type of access that certain people have that have parents that, came from wealthy backgrounds and have big, a good education and all of that. I'm like, do you know how lucky you are? Granted, like I feel really blessed and lucky too, but I'm like, do you know what a privilege it is to be able to continue, like being in your 30s and still learning directly from your parents? It's like, it's something
very
that's
unique.
It's very unique. When I meet people who were fed with a silver spoon, I say, hey, with all due respect, but you should understand that you're very lucky.
Yeah.
I tell them that all the time because it is. It's such a blessing for them to do it. And you know what's crazy? Hay mucha gente que they're fed with a silver spoon y todavía comen mierda every day and they don't move forward and they do bad decisions in life. And isn't it crazy how us with an animal instinct, we just tend to thrive in those types of situations.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I feel like everything. So when I was, younger and immature and like, didn't appreciate all of these different things. And almost also too, something that I feel like is very different for millennials, especially, is that being different, being an immigrant, being Mexican, being poor, being all of these things is like, we made it cool for y'all. Like being proud of our culture, Gen Z, like we made it cool for y'all. When we were little, we would literally get teased. Cool. Let you have a hole in your shoe. Like that wasn't seen as like, oh, you're dressing like trendy or whatever, or like hipster. It's like you're poor, haha, or having your parent come with like a tejana or some boots. It's like, what are you Mexican? Oh, the wetback or whatever. And it's like, I'm like, you guys don't understand the like shame that would be put on so many, immigrant kids growing up when you were younger, and like being able to overcome that and because and realizing that all those things that I was, kind of like made to feel ashamed of when I was little, those are all the things that have become my superpower today.
Damn.
Like being able to have been like problem solve and figure out so many things from a very young age, like translate from my parents. Like my reading comprehension is on another level. You know what I mean? Like my communication skills, all of that. Why? Because I was like 6 years old.
And you had to do those things.
Exactly.
This specific conversation, I saw this TikTok where this guy was giving like parental, like I guess advice, right? Yeah. And he was saying like when his daughter comes up to him and like says like, Daddy, what do you think about this painting that I made, right? And like she's looking for that validation from her dad. Yeah. He turns it around and says, well, how do you feel about that painting? Because he wants to make sure that when she does something, the validation is coming from her own self. And like, is this the best that I could do? And if she feels that way, then that's all that matters, you know? And I think when we were talking about like off the podcast, like when I tell my mom these things and I'm looking for those reactions, it's not about that. It's about how I feel about it because of the bittersweetness of like, we outgrew them. You know what I mean? And they're never gonna give us that validation anymore. And that shouldn't be the thing that we're after anymore.
Yeah, but it is something that I feel like makes me just kind of like just have grace for myself of like it's kind of parenting myself of like, it's okay, Julissa, that like you wanted that validation. It's okay that of course, that you're like yearn for it, but like, it's almost like I literally you're parenting yourself. And I think that's one of the things that I've learned that has helped me with my own confidence and just like self-love is somebody gave me an advice one time that was, stop treating yourself like it's you. Cause sometimes we end up treating ourselves like it's okay, I'll have the short end of the stick. Like it's okay, I'll be the one that takes the hit so that everybody else can enjoy it. And like, they won't even know, like, it's fine. Like I'm the one that will, suffer for this. But then something that I saw online that shifted my perspective was stop treating yourself like it's you and start treating yourself like you're your own daughter or you're your own son.
Wow. I love that.
Imagine if you were making decisions, you Sebas, you Josh, you were making decisions for Josh, for Sebas, as if you were Josh's son.
Like I was talking to my son like that.
Yes.
Like I was, wow.
How differently, wouldn't you make such different decisions?
Yeah.
And like
Tenderness
treat yourself
and care.
exactly.
And priority and
Yeah, you would be more selfish with yourself.
The amount of boundaries that you would create in your life, and it's wild when you start thinking about yourself as your own child. You think about, sometimes you realize you haven't been treating yourself that well, you know? That you've been treating yourself like you don't matter as much as other people's, you know, comfort or other people's like happiness or whatever it is. And sometimes like, I don't know, because I think it's also a thing of like immigrant kids, like we tend to be very strong. We tend to be very resilient, very strong, very like, it's okay if I don't have validation. I'm going to give it to myself. Like
we're
I don't
very
need
optimistic too.
Yeah, exactly. So
Are you the oldest one in your family?
I'm the middle child.
Oh, you're the middle child.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're how many? How many are there?
3.
There's 3 of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they're okay.
Yeah.
You have
All
an older
girls?
brother?
Older brother and little sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Have you kind of taken the role as like a leader in your guys' relationship?
Yeah.
Like what is the dynamic?
I'm also the oldest girl, and I feel like being the oldest girl is like you're like the manager of the family.
Yeah.
So and also I think there's always these like stereotypes of the middle child as like the rebellious one, the one that just kind of like breaks generational curses and whatever. Like that is me to a T. Like
really?
Yeah,
I'm not one to hold my tongue. Like I'm always like I don't know, just speaking up. And
Are you the shot caller like in your family, right? I sometimes feel like I'm like that as well. But you know, sometimes I would tell myself like, fuck man, I wish somebody else would call the shots, you know, like
take the day off.
Porque yo siempre tengo que like say this or that.
Yeah.
And then like I just kind of came to a conclusion, and like I think Karen is like that with her family as well. Like we call the shots, not as in like let's do everything the way we want.
Just the responsibility falls on you.
Our family I wouldn't say relies, but kind of relies on what we want to do. You know, we make things happen as well. But I just really, my brother watches a podcast too, and he can listen to this.
Like, can you step it up?
No. And it's not even like that. Like I would like to think like that too, you know. And I have, and I appreciate it when people step it up. It would be my mom's birthday, and I'll be like, "Happy birthday, mom." She'll be like, "Gracias, mijo. What do you want to do today?" She'll tell me that. I'm like, "Mom, whatever you want." And she, you know, like anything, any decision they make, it's always kind of like
revolves around you.
It revolves kind of like around me, you know. And I'm just like, I just wish I can just show up. You know what I mean? But I've also like
I'm the exact opposite. I thrive off of that, and I think this has to do with our upbringing because I grew up with a single mom, and I wanted to always be the man of the house. I wanted her to look to me.
Yeah.
So now that I have that role, I wear it like as a badge of honor. Like I'm like, let's go. This is what we're doing, and and I'm so blessed that I have the privilege to lead and step up in that manner for her.
But I feel like yes, but that also makes me like imagine if that little kid got to like someone do that for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I'm really happy that you're dating a Pisces now because I feel like they're very good at just kind of giving that kind of like love and like
100%.
unapologetically just like drowning you in like care. So
she does that to the max.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you're with a partner that gives you that because I feel like as strong and as much of a leader that any man is or anyone is, you also need to feel like that tender love of just, you know, someone that really cares about you.
Yeah. What I was saying too is that like, I feel like it always comes on me, and like I have the situation too with my wife. And at first I was like, man, I just wish, you know, we can do this. But like now, like it's been so many years that now it's like the same thing Josh said. Like I take kind of pride.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pues sabes qué? Pues me tocó a mí. You know what I mean? Like me tocó a mí, and I'm gonna be the one that's gonna like do this. And if my mom relies on me, then I'm the one that should rely on.
When
right?
much is given, much is expected.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
So
true.
now it's like, you know, I don't mind it anymore. And I'll tell my wife too, I'm like, pues ni modo, nos tocó a nosotros, you know? Let's take care of it. You know what I mean? So we definitely take pride on that as well. but it is good to like,
Yeah.
somebody else should take the role, because what you're doing too is you're babying everybody else.
I'll do it.
I love that you love it though. That's great.
I love that.
I told you I thrive off of it. I've learned like I'm a roles guy, and when I understand my role, that's when I can really deliver. And I step in.
Oh, you're such a like what is it, like in the Lion King, like the leader one. You give strong Leo vibes. You give strong Leo vibes. It's really cute. Like,
Rafiki. She was talking about Rafiki.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, I'm him.
Yeah.
You're probably such a great friend and son and like person to have
100%
around.
I would hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. That's
strive for that.
You can tell that you feel happiness from making other people happy.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's so sweet.
That is nice. Why don't you do it to me?
What? You're like,
it's
he does. You sure?
You're an acts of service guy, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
You're such an acts of service guy, huh?
Yeah. I used to think that like my love language was like physical touch and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way I like to receive love, but that's not the way I like to give love. Yeah.
And there's a big difference.
Yeah. And I used to think that it was like because that's the way I like to receive it, but that's not the way it works.
Yeah. It probably makes you uncomfortable, huh? If you receive it like that.
It does. Yeah. But I can also, as I've gotten older, I've learned to like appreciate it when somebody does want to help me out as well, for sure. Do those things for me, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling as a man to take care of people.
Yeah.
It really is. And I know that he also takes care of a lot of people too. And he has a brother as well. But I think he did grow up also kind of like solo, right?
Kind of because of our age gap. We're 9 years apart.
So, and I've noticed it too, because I've known him for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And like, if I give him something for Christmas, or if I make it a thing, he's my partner.
Yeah.
And not only that, like my best friend.
He's
so,
like shy.
I'll give him something, and like I feel like he doesn't know how to act. I'm like, chill, bro. It's a fucking hoodie.
You're like,
I'm like, chill, bro. It's a fucking crew neck. No, but you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's I can tell, and I like that he acts like that, because he should feel that. You know what I mean? Because if he wants to be the guy that acts the service, well, I want to be the guy that does something for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't wait for you guys both to have daughters, because I feel like little girls, like I have a really strong relationship with my dad. And then I feel like little girls love the way that they like just make you feel like you're just like, obviously when you're a good father, that's, when you're a good father, which I feel like both of y'all would be, it's like you guys are going to feel like,
I can't wait.
oh my God. Especially how like you guys speak on how much you like to, I don't know, just like give love and like help and like step up and like have that role. And when you have this like little human that, expresses it and like sees you as like their like hero, like, oh.
I'm gonna be. I already know. I think about this all the time. She's gonna have me in tears
100%.
all the time, but not like good tears of just like so overwhelmed like about the love that I get experience with her.
I can't even imagine myself with a daughter. Like, can you fucking imagine me?
Yeah, like
like, hey, shut the fuck up. Está durmiendo, güey.
No, literally. So like,
brought it to the podcast.
Yeah, I will. I have to.
He should. He should.
I will feel like I will be so overprotective.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I feel like one of my biggest blessings and one of the things that I feel like has shaped me the most in my life is like having an amazing father in my life. Like 100,000,000%.
Yeah.
I think the kind of relationship that a woman especially has with her father is so monumental to her upbringing and her own relationships with like any man in her life, because I definitely even would see it with a lot of like my friend, like other female friends and like their interactions and with men. And a lot of the time, how your father treated you is your example for how you allow men to treat you in general. And it's crazy that when you have a really good father, I'm like, I'm not gonna let you treat me like that. Do you know how my dad treats me? That's the standard. Like you can only treat me better than that.
Right.
And I just think about like, even when, I was a little girl and like the kind of relationship that we had, like I was that little girl that my dad would be at work and I'm like, I'm going to write him a love letter. And I would like, Daddy, you are the best dad ever. Like, I love you so much. And he would like come home and I'm like so excited to read it to him. And like, I was just like that kid that was, I don't know, like my mom even says that my dad, before I was born, he didn't even want a daughter. He's like more of like that old, kind of like a little, he's definitely not machista at all, but like, you know,
hints of it. Yeah.
You know, that vibe. And then he said, she always says that once, you know, it's just like my love just like melted him, you know, and he's just broke
through all those barriers that he had.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool.
I really hope
that is the most beautiful. You wrote him love letters. That's so
I would. I would even dedicate songs to him.
Wow.
Like I would.
That's so cute.
Like when I was little, one of the memories that I have is when I learned about death, because I had a grandma that passed away when I was little, and I learned about death, and I'm like, my biggest fear was my dad dying before me. And I remember being a little girl and I would make him promise. I'd be like, Dad, I can't go to sleep until you promise me that you're going to wait until after I die to die. And my dad's like, girl, like what's wrong with you? So just like, you can just imagine like.
I can't even imagine Julissa as a little girl, just big curly hair.
Huge hair.
Yeah, like just saying things like that. That is so cute.
Yeah, and I'm a little Pisces, so it's like I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm just like very comfortable
expressing yourself,
expressing all of it. So I definitely think that if anyone out there that has a daughter, any man out there, treat her good because it makes a huge difference in her life.
That's beautiful advice.
I love that. Julissa, is there anything new that we should know? Any new launches coming up?
She's got a new launch tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's right. You talked about what it was?
The Stronghold Gel.
Stronghold Gel.
Right. We have it already?
Yes, you do.
And we have it already.
Yes,
dude.
you do.
And I got
This
curly.
launches tomorrow. Being like tomorrow as of today, tomorrow. Okay. So this already dropped.
It's already dropped.
It's already
y'all.
live.
It's already in stores.
What's the website, Julissa?
Rizoscurls.com or ultabeauty.com.
Come on, man.
She's in Ulta.
Yeah.
Global.
At both stores. We had a lot of fun with this launch. If you go to our page, we had like to tease the product, we had a frizz insurance theme.
Oh,
I don't know if
that.
you ever seen it, but like we recreated
Yes,
some like
I saw
iconic
that.
like insurance.
Yeah, I know exactly.
commercials.
Oh
Like
my
the
God,
State
I saw
Farm
that.
ones.
I saw that.
So good.
And I even recreated like the Adriana's insurance ones.
Adriana, yeah. I wasn't sure if you wanted to.
She's iconic in LA.
She's super iconic.
so iconic.
She's the one with the German Shepherd.
Yes.
Well, her sister is Veronica. Her sister Veronica is the
What?
one with
I did not know that. I did not know that.
So they're
That's right.
sisters.
That's so
Have
good.
you met them before?
I haven't, but
They are killing
they
it.
are so cool.
Yeah, they're so cool. Yes.
So we did that. We also did flow, you know, like the progressive like flow outfits.
Your
like,
hair looks amazing right here. by
yeah,
the way.
that's me as Jake from State Farm.
That's
We
so
did
cool.
the commercials. So we just kind of like paid homage to like
I love that.
all of the insurances because the whole theme around it is that stronghold. When you have a stronghold, it's your frizz insurance because it's going to make sure that your hair does not move and frizz to pop up. So
And I got it.
You are really good at what you do.
thank you.
You
I
are really, really
appreciate
good
it.
in all aspects, and I say that in a sense of like you're awesome, but the passion is what like really fuels me through seeing this. It's just so cool to see.
Oh,
And it makes me and it makes me happy. Like I see the passion, like Josh said. It makes me happy that you're so successful too.
Yes, yes.
Like you deserve that and everything else that's coming your way. Honestly.
And likewise too.
Thank
I
you.
feel like even just seeing this setup and like
it's a blessing.
just everything you guys, how you guys are doing it, and you with your brand too, and like the content and how involved you are. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if you guys are like this, but when I see other people that, especially other paisanos, like other people that I just like I know came from similar backgrounds. I'm like, I'm so proud of them. Like I don't know them that well, but like I'm so proud of you. So I'm proud of both of you.
Thank you. When we meet people like yourself, I think like this. I'm like, wow, we're like all little kids one time, and we all kind of did the same thing. Now we're all here. And we end up meeting each other some way.
Like,
and there's so much more of us.
Isn't that wild?
There's so many more of us.
Isn't that
that
wild
we
to
haven't
think
met.
about? Like imagine if we were
'Cause
all
we
5
all-
years old right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all doing the same shit.
Yeah.
And then we all kind of lead up to this, like, why did me and Josh meet?
Yeah.
Well, we did the same dumb shit when we were little, and then we ended up when we were like in our mid-20s doing the same shit, and then we meet.
Yeah, isn't that so cool?
It's
Like,
weird.
So cool.
Do you guys believe in fate?
I do.
And
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I met Josh. I know we're going to end the podcast, but for example, I met Josh in downtown LA. That means that we both decided to
On that day.
on whatever day we both moved to downtown LA. So
In
that
that
means
same
that we
time.
both have the same type of money to get an apartment or high rise
Mm-hmm.
in downtown LA and do the same kind of shit.
Yeah, all those decisions that led up to
all
it.
these decisions that led up to wanting to move to downtown LA
At the same
time, and then we just crossed paths in some weird way.
And then I'm sure if I heard your story of like how you even ended up there, it would shock me just as much as it would probably shock you to even tell you like how I even ended up in LA.
Yeah.
Like there's always this like
it's weird
craziness.
I want to watch that movie.
It'll come soon.
I definitely want to watch that movie.
No, Julissa, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I am 1,000% sure everybody back at home loved you. And I'm sure they already know who you are.
Yeah.
But if not, follow her on all her social media platforms. Follow Rizos Curls. And it was a pleasure having you, honestly.
It really was. I think it's so cool when we get to bring on people to the podcast that are just so inspiring and just so alive and passionate about what they do. And you truly are like an inspiration. And I'm just so excited for people to like receive this and truly get inspired for it, because I was inspired through it. Like, honestly, a lot of times you were talking, I was just such in awe and it's enamored by you. Is that the right word?
I don't even know what that word means, but yeah.
You're like,
Enamored.
And you trust me though, yeah. But honestly, by your success, by your perspective, by your love, by your energy, everything, Julissa, you are just, you're the full package.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, if anybody can leave with anything from today is lead with love and be unapologetic about always doing what's best for your heart and your happiness.
I love that. Wonder right there.
Hit the button, bro. Just hit the button. Just we're ending off on that note right there, baby.
Próxima Plática.
Yes.
La Plática.
Ciao.
Forever, baby.
Bye. I feel like it always comes on me.